Hi community of awesome, I'm Ava J and this is Bookish Pixie. So advanced reader copies for Beyond the Red have been out for a while, and the number one question I've gotten back from readers after reading the book is, will there be a sequel? So then last week when someone asked me if I'd be willing to do a vlog on whether or not writers should write sequels before they have an agent or a contract, I figured it'd be a good time to talk about it. So, sequels. As of right now, I have written 13 books. As you guys know, only one is getting published so far, but of those 13 manuscripts, not one has been a sequel. There is a reason for this, and it's not because I'm scared of writing sequels or something like that. The truth is, if you are an unagented writer who wants to be traditionally published, you can't sell book 2 until you've sold book 1. There's a realization I had when I was querying my very first manuscript, because while I was querying, I initially had started writing a sequel. But then it occurred to me that if I didn't get the first book represented, then I was kind of wasting my time and energy on the second book. So I made a pact with myself not to write any sequels until A, I had an agent, and B, I had the first book of the series sold. Obviously, there is no right answer. You are free to write sequels if you want to, but in terms of traditional publishing and being practical, it doesn't make a lot of sense to write a sequel for a book that you haven't sold, because if you don't sell the first book, then you can't really do much with the second book. Generally, when you query a book that has series potential, what you want to say is that it is a book that can stand on its own but has series potential. Whether you're writing a series or not, you want to make sure every book that you write can stand as a story on its own. A thing you want to consider is even after you get an agent, you might not want to immediately start writing sequels either. Because the way submission works, while sometimes you might get an offer of several books in a contract, in which case your series is basically guaranteed, sometimes a publisher will wait to see how the first book does before offering any more contracts on later books. This is to avoid what sometimes happens where a series doesn't sell as well as a publisher would like, and so they have to cancel the series midway through, which is not fun. Oftentimes a good strategy to take when you're writing a series is to write the first book and then write a synopsis of what happens in the second book. That way when you go on submission, you have a plan that you can show the publisher when you're proposing your series. That can also apply to querying. While you won't immediately show the agent your synopsis for the second book, for example, it can be good to get it done early so that you know where the series is going and you have a plan and you don't have to scramble for it later. So my strategy has been to write the first book, write a synopsis of the second book, and have an idea of where the series is going to go. Ultimately, whether or not you write sequels before you get an agent is up to you. But if you, like me, want to be practical and don't want to put a whole lot of time and energy into a manuscript that can't even be looked at if the first book doesn't sell, then writing the first book and having a synopsis and an idea of where the series can go can be a really good strategy. So that's all I got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys next week.